The original formulation of the code was not to be mandatory, but there was a lack of progress in commercial deals eventuating in the marketplace. Can you talk us through, from your perspective, why you think that was the case? Why did those commercial deals not eventuate in the way that I guess everyone did expect?
Senator, just to clarify, are you talking about the process from a voluntary code to a mandatory code?
Yes. So why didn't the voluntary code? Why wasn't there progress in the commercial space under the thought of having a voluntary code?
Senator, we received the government's recommendations back in December with the goal of developing a voluntary code of conduct by the end of November 2020. The first significant milestone was the production of a progress report or substantive report to the ACCC, which was due in April. We had held 27-ish meetings with publishers, discussions to try and figure out the process and the content of what that voluntary code would look like. And it was a very disruptive year, obviously, with COVID. However, 2 weeks before that substantive report was due, and despite several progress reports made voluntarily to the ACCC, we received word that the government had made the decision to move to a mandatory code. This happened on the 18th of April, 2 weeks before our substantive report was due. So we were surprised. We thought there was progress. It was not ever going to be an easy process, but we were making progress, and our goal was to have a voluntary code in place by November.
Senator Gallagher.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah, thanks for that opening salvo. It's pretty impressive. Look, I just looked at your 2018-2019 results, and I think the advertising and reseller revenue in 19 was about 720 million. And isn't this an area where a rising tide can lift all boats? I mean, you are substantially growing your revenue. Is there no easy solution here? I mean, is it your way or the highway?
Oh, absolutely not, Senator. I think, and hopefully what you took from the opening remarks is that we feel there is a workable path forward. The intention of the code and of the recommendations from the Digital Platforms Inquiry were to set up a framework for commercial negotiations between news media businesses and Google. We have put forward a solution where that can be the case. We're not looking at this as a redistribution of wealth from Google to another party, rather a framework to create good faith negotiations.
Okay, so we've been at this for a fair while. I mean, you're unable to convince the bureaucrats or the government representatives of the merits of your case, or they're not willing to move, there's no negotiation?
We've been actively engaged with both the government and the ACCC and publishers trying to get deals done. We're buoyed by the fact that in other markets, News Showcase has proven to be a good, viable solution. We're also buoyed by the fact that we have 7 deals that are already closed. We do feel like this is a workable way forward and a forward-looking way to approach commercial negotiations with news media businesses.